we've talked about managing expectations. We've said this is good for Danica. She's going to be in the top 24. But when you hear Dario Franchitti, who's sitting third right now, saying, well, we're going to do some tuning and come back out again. Hang on a minute. You only have to be in the top 9 for the pole shootout. But there's a lot at stake today, and we're going to see people that we think are just managing expectations come out again. It's going to make it awesome.
Still lots of cars to qualify, as there are lots of cars in line at the moment. And among those yet to qualify, Ryan Briscoe and Tony Kanaan. Sebastian de Saavedra is next in line. Ryan Briscoe coming up, and so is Tony Kanaan. Could they be a pole sitter? Ryan Briscoe is in line to qualify at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and behind him, Tony Kanaan in the green and white car, 7-11. And there is the line. Now, Paul Tracy, remember, did not complete. In fact, he did not take the flag when he went onto the racetrack because the car apparently popped out of gear. So he has to go to the end. There he is. The car is way back in line. He will be out, however, before too much longer, as we have qualified now 21 cars. So in just 3 more, we will begin the bumping process of getting into the top 24, which is all that will qualify today. Rafael Matos has completed 3 laps, 225.337, 224.916, and 225.047.
And you just saw where the ruler had him slotted into P9 there.
Yep.
As we're saying, is our predictions for what we thought it was going to take to be in that 9th position and on up is looking like those speeds are climbing.
Are you wanting to revise?
No, I never revise.
Good. I'd like to hear that.
I'm committed. Good.
Checkered flag. And the 4th lap is 224.815. There's Jill DeFerrin, the 2003 Indianapolis 500 winner, who is co-owner of that car.
Along with Jay Penske in the number 2 hat there.
Yep. Lindy is with Danica.
Danica, you had told me yesterday you weren't really too comfortable with the stability. How were you feeling out there today?
This is the worst car I've ever had. I couldn't even be flat. The GoDaddy car does not deserve to be this far down. A lot of us are struggling. Cars aren't good. They're really bad.
What do you think the problem is?
I'm not an engineer, so I don't really know. I mean, all I know is that there's no stability or grip, and it's just scary, really scary.
So what are your plans now? What do you do now?
Honestly, the only thing I can imagine doing is just adding downforce and going out again, but would I actually go any quicker? I don't know. On the other hand, somehow I wish it would just be over with now. It's awful. It's awful.
Describe the feeling of being out there going that fast and you are straight up not feeling safe and comfortable.
I think I'm still shaking. It's scary.
Okay, thanks, Danica.
And that, folks, is another example of what the drivers have to go through on pole day at Indianapolis.
Welcome to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
You know, right now, I think she should shift gears. I think she's fine to be in that top 24. And if she wants more downforce in the car and shift gears, get into developing your race car. You know what? I think you're safe. Put this behind you, the trimming. Look at the face.
Yeah.
Wow. You get into such a zone at this racetrack. You forget about everything else that's going on. Right now, she's just thinking how much she was fighting that race car. But as I said, maybe the best thing to do right now is get that car into race trim, get some downforce in it, and say qualifying behind us. If we think a 24.2 average gets you into the top 24.
Sebastian Saavedra, another rookie here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and the only driver who hopes to drive in both races here this month. He has arrived for the Firestone Indy Lights race, Freedom 100 on Carb Day this coming Friday, and of course also trying to make the race the 500, the big race. He was the 2009 Rookie of the Year in the Firestone Indy Lights race. The speed on lap number 1 is 222.578.
That's a good speed.
talking with Brian Herta yesterday. I went down on the pit stand and just said, how are things going with Saavedra? He said, well, he said, Robbie, at age 19, Saavedra, he said, think back when you and I were in our careers and we were about 25, 26, and where we were with just experience and maturity. He said, that's where this kid is right now at age 19.
Wow.
Which I thought was a pretty good compliment coming from Brian Herta, that's sitting there with the headphones on, listening to him and coaching him.
Obviously, I got my numbers reversed there. I thought it was 225.2, not a 2.5. So, you know, that is not what he was looking. Very nice of you not to slap me around there. But yeah, you just looked at me and go, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you know, no, we got. You know, I'm gonna wait till I peak a little bit later with you. You know, it's not even 1 o'clock. Yeah, I'll start ramping that up about 3:30.
All right, but no, this is not what he wanted. I thought for a moment it was a 225, which he would have been thrilled.
Yeah, another guy that's also helping out with that camp. It was great to see him. Whoa! That car, another guy I started to nicely say before I saw that save is Roberto Guerrero is out there.
That's right.
On the stand with those guys as well.
A fellow Colombian, Roberto Guerrero, former pole sitter here in Indianapolis, coaching Sebastian Saavedra.
That's when I'm happy I'm up here with you boys.
Yeah, that was a good save. Checkered flag coming up.
Well, that just goes to show, Bob, that even at 222 miles an hour, which we're saying, well, you know, that's not really what he wants and so on, you're still out there trying to save your life and get the thing as fast as you can. And you can see that as soon as it starts to get, and that's a good, nice four-wheel drift, and then at the end, the thing starts to step out the rear.
He's just high. He comes off the middle portion of the corner and gets high, and then he realizes, boy, I better get this thing back.
So you can't say he's not driving it.
Saavedra 222.4, second slowest. Robbie is with Ed Carpenter.
And Ed just told me, come on, son, come on, Heat, come on, win. He's in P8 right now, wanting to make that 9.
It's getting tricky out there. You know, we haven't had sunshine all week. The track temp's really high right now, so my car hadn't handled that bad all week. I have my hands full, but, you know, it's qualifying in Indy. You just got to hang on to it and see what you can get. So I think everyone's going through the same thing. Listen to Danica on the other camera, but it's tough out there. So I know that we can make the car better if we get bumped out. I think we can go back out and get back in. I'm happy with the speed in the Fuzzy's car.
Yeah, you seem to be very comfortable out there. And let's bring in the man who
it's a relative word in qualifying.
Always is real. Now, Fuzzy Zeller, you're the principal for the Fuzzy's Ultra Premium Vodka. What do you think about all this Indy 500 stuff? You've been here before.
I got to tell you, I've been here before, yes, but never been involved with an automobile. It's truly outstanding. It's amazing what goes in and the talents that these guys have when they get behind that wheel. And I'm just glad we got him a car that's very, very competitive. And if he says he can get more out of it, that's pretty impressive.
How's this different with all the Palm circumstance compared to Augusta, say? Because that is the Indy 500 of the golfing world.
Well, there's really no hills out here, just curves, you know what I mean? So,
I don't know which is faster, the greens at Augusta or here at Indy.
Well, I'd have to say the boys will beat us out. Augusta's fast now, I won't tell you that, but what they do out there is truly absolutely amazes me.
So the Fuzzy's Premium Vodka, and I was talking to him earlier, I said, if you're doing body shots with that, would that be a fuzzy navel?
Oh boy. Right.
The proud Hoosiers, favorite sons in the state of Indiana. Don't sell this guy short. This is Mario Moraes, and he has been fast in practice here at Indianapolis. Let's see what he can do. 225.9 has been his fastest. And the average now for P9, which right now is what they're shooting for, you can see there is Justin Wilson at 225.050. And the 224.565 is not going to do it for Mario.
And Mario, really, for that whole KV racing operation right now, he's got to leave the flag. We had Paul Tracy that went out earlier, thought he was going to post a time for the KV team, but that car came out of gear. He's at the back of the line. Sato, we saw that he got in the wall this morning.
Whoa!
Trying too.
You know, EJ Bizo, he's good. You know, he crashed the other day, but he's a backup car, so, you know, they're looking for Mario to make a stout run, get him in the field solid, and shift the focus to the other guys.
Well, we've heard what the issue is. You saw Danica holding back tears, how tough it was. Then you had confirmation from the other drivers and Carpenter.